guys, I'll be going live in just a moment. Okay, I think we're live here. Hi, welcome to my stream. I have so many things going on, so many good and exciting things going on, and so many good and not so exciting things going on, and several not good but exciting going on. Have you ever started your day out wanting to do one thing and you had the perfect plan and that plan just did not work in any way, shape, or form? It's like your day was just like, oh, whoa, it's just a totally different type of day. Well, that's the way my day has been going. I started out with the perfect plan. Get up, work out, that stuff back here that I've been working on. For those of you who've been following me and watching me, you know that I got this thing because I think I was using my cream whipper just a little bit too much. And if you don't have a fine dine cream whipper, grab one of those because they are amazing and fix some amazing things. So I started out with wanting to get out here and talk about my Bedshore waffle blanket. This thing is so amazing. It's 100% cotton, and the waffle design is super cool, super comfortable, super absorbent, and nice and amazing. And I love it. And I want to tell you guys a little bit about this because it makes a perfect Valentine's gift for anyone. If you're looking to get somebody a Valentine's gift, this waffle blanket is the perfect gift to get because it is super cool. The edges of it are nice and woven tight, so you don't have to worry about any fraying on this, and it feels great when you get out of the bathtub. You get out of the bathtub or the shower and you just want to jump out and just kind of wrap in something that can absorb the water and make you feel super good. That's this. Now, this whole stream is about tips for Valentine's Day and making granola. You're like, what do those have to do with each other? Well, they do, because for us single women, and these are some things I'm going to give you guys as single women. Let me put my white blanket somewhere else so I don't get granola all over it. I'll be right back. As single women with no Valentine, we have a tendency to feel like we have to have one or we need one. We see all the love going on all around other places, and everybody is woozy and getting gifts and bears and cuddles and all these kind of things. And we are sad. We feel like we are just kind of being left behind. Some of us, not all of us. There was a time where I felt like that. I felt like I don't have a Valentine. All my friends have Valentines, and my married friends, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't feel like that this year. And what helped me to not feel like that is realizing, one, it's a holiday that's celebrated by a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be celebrated by me. It is a time to give and to show love to that special person in your life. So if we don't have a special person in our life, then that Valentine's Day may or may not necessarily be for us. If we feel like we need somebody, we can go get somebody. Ladies, there are so many men out there who are lonely, who are sad, who have lost their wives, whether it's to cancer, leukemia, whether it's to some other type of infirmity or disease, or whether she was taken by no fault of her own, by a homicide. Anything could have happened to the wives of those men or the girlfriends or significant others of those men. And they're looking not for a relationship, just for someone to help them to feel better, just for someone to come in their life and say, hey, you're loved. That's where the granola comes in. Granola is great. You can make it in so many different ways. So tip number one, if you're feeling sad, stop it right now and start thinking about the people that you know or that others may know that can tell you about these people that are lonely or sad. And it also does not have to be a man. It can be someone that you can just give to because they're by themselves and they want to feel loved too. You can make them a teddy bear, get them a teddy bear, but the most important thing is something, in my opinion, I focus on health and making something like granola. Tip number two, if you feel like you have to have that man, call your brother. If you got a brother like mine, he'll welcome you right over there and help you to just feel fantastic, to give you some encouragement. That is another tip too that you can do, is get your brother, your uncle, your granddad, significant other of a significant other. And most of the time, your friends don't want you to feel sad. They want you to be happy, and they'll do what it takes to help you to cheer up a little bit. Tip number 3, figure out what you really like to do and that makes you super happy, and then do it. It's super simple. I'm sure there's something in your life that you do that makes you really, really happy. For me, it's something like shooting pool. Go shoot pool. Go find some people at the pool hall. Let me tell you, there are lots and lots of men at the pool hall. And if they're at the pool hall on Valentine's Day, they need some encouragement. They want some encouragement, or they're just by themselves and feel like it would be nice to have a beautiful young woman just walk up and give them a hug. You're like, what? Give a hug to a stranger at a pool hall? Guys, I'm telling you, it works wonders to help people to feel better. It also make you feel better by knowing that you gave something and went out of your comfort zone, if that's not in your comfort zone. For me, I give hugs all the time, so it's completely in my comfort zone. It may not be for you, but think about the other person. When you think about the other person, it also helps you to expand your mental horizon on things of that nature. Okay, the granola. I love making granola. It is super, super easy. You take whole oats, rolled oats, and you put them in a bowl. This particular bowl is the fine dine stainless steel serving bowl or stainless steel bowl. There's 5 in the set, and they also have lids to go with it, which I really like about that, because if I don't want to use it all, whatever I'm fixing, I can simply put the lid on it and put it in my refrigerator or my freezer. So the granola goes first. After you put the granola in, this is the way I do it. I don't follow any particular recipe. When I first did it for the very first time years ago, I did, because I didn't know what I was doing and how to proceed. But now I've done it quite frequently and I have the hang of it. You fix it how you want, your way, fixing it your way, in your own time, in your own style, and whatever makes you feel good and taste good as well, because it's super, super tasty. Put the granola in. In this particular bowl, I have 3 cups of granola, rolled oats. I have 3 cups of rolled oats is what I started with. And then I put 4 tablespoons of Kirkland's extra virgin olive oil, the signature brand. And I mixed the olive oil with the rolled oats, and I mixed it real good to make sure that pretty much all the rolled oats were covered with the granola or with the olive oil. Then I took some golden blossom honey, and I just squeezed it in there. Not too much, because you don't want it too sticky, or else it will get really, really hard and become like candy or cookies at the temperature we're going to be baking it at. Now, I have another recipe that I'm going to show you shortly for that, how I do that as well, which gives you some options. Because remember, you're making this for yourself as well as to give some away for Valentine's Day. It makes a perfect gift. You can put them in little bags and you take them wherever you go. And when you see somebody that looks like they're lonely or they need some, some encouragement, you can give it to them. Or you can have breakfast with a friend, which is super wonderful. And it feels really good to have breakfast with a friend with something that you made. Let them try it for the first time. Most people have not eaten homemade granola cereal. So this is super cool, and I think you'll like this. Oh, Val, you are so sweet. So many kisses and lots of hugs and lots of hugs. A big, big heart to you. You are so sweet. Yes, Val, you can be my Valentine's Day. You're not here. You're not here, so you can't. How can you be my Valentine's if you're not here? But you are so sweet. I love it. So the granola and the oil, mix it real, real good, and make sure that as many as possible, preferably all of them, the rolled oats, are covered with the honey. Once you put the honey in, put the honey to your liking, but again, don't put too much. Put just enough where it can cover it, but you want it to look a little bit dry as you're doing it. Otherwise, that means you have too much. You take a large spoon and you mix it like that. Bring it up to the edge of the bowl and keep mixing it, and then turn it like so. After I put the honey in, then I put the raisins in. Raisins are real good because they're full of iron and vitamin A and lots of good things that are great for your body. And they're sweet. So they add some extra tart sweetness to it. So I love raisins. I put about half a cup of raisins in mine. You can put more or less. This is your way. You're making it your way, more or less. Then after I put the raisins, I mix that real good. Make sure it's all mixed because you want everything to be mixed and have a little bit of honey because the honey actually spreads it. And if your honey's a little bit hard and you feel like it's tough for you, put the entire bowl in steaming hot water. Now remember, it's stainless steel. Because it's stainless steel, it's going to get hot. So you may want to use mitts. Put it in there and it will warm up the honey and make the honey a little bit more liquid. So it's easier to stir. So now you have your raisins. I take 2 tablespoons of flaxseed that I ground in my Vitamix. So, or your blender, whatever blender you have, ground up the flaxseed and take 2 tablespoons, mix that in very good. Then I take 2 tablespoons of ground sesame seeds. I always get the real actual seeds, and then I grind them in my Vitamix, using my Vitamix blender bowl. After they're real ground, I take 2 tablespoons of that, and then I take 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Chia seeds, I don't worry about as much about grinding them. I just put them straight into my mixture, and then after I have all of that, I mix it thoroughly, very good. Now the stirring is actually what takes most of the time, and that's a little bit different. You really have to make sure you stir that because the chia seeds, the sesame seeds, and the flax seeds, they will stick together if you don't thoroughly stir them. So you want to stir them and use the back of the spoon and just keep stirring and stir it real good. The bigger the bowl, the faster you can do it. The smaller the bowl, it takes a little more time because you don't want it to waste out of the bowl while you're pulling it up. After you mix all that together, you're pretty good to go. Now, I also, once in a while, I will add some dried apples. The dried apples, I also make the dried apples in my Vitamix. That's why I slice them. And they come out nice and thin, as you can see here. And then I will put them in my Cuisinart air fryer, which is where we're going to cook the granola. So the apple chips, I'll take those, show you how I do it. Make these at home. You can make them as thin or as thick as you like. And then I'll just like crunch it up into my granola. When I do add apple chips. Now I just added apple chips, but I didn't put apple chips previously into this. And I store everything in my Fine Dine storage jars that are real good for storing things. So again, you want to make sure whenever you add something, you mix it well because you want a little bit of that honey to get on whatever you're fixing, whatever you're putting in here, whatever ingredients you're putting in here. And there's so many different things you can add. You can add sunflower seeds. Oh, speaking of which, I'm so glad that I'm telling you guys and sharing with you guys how I make granola and tips for Valentine's Day for single women. Pumpkin seeds. I love roasted pumpkin seeds. Well, these are not roasted, but let me grab these. These are sprouted pumpkin seeds, and these are Thrive. I love Thrive products because they're so wholesome and natural. No preservatives, no GMO, none of that nasty stuff. So these are the sprouted organic pumpkin seeds. And be careful with organic because not everything that says organic is organic at all. I don't measure it. I just take a handful and kind of throw them in there. They look amazing. These are the pumpkin seeds. They look, oh gosh, they're so amazing. And they're really delicious. I love them. Well, throw some of those in here. And yeah, oh, wait a minute. And I want to add some turmeric. So you can make this your way. I love turmeric because of the anti-inflammation properties that it has. And it has just has good flavor to it. Well, I'll throw some turmeric in there because I dance a lot. And sometimes I have a tendency to overdo it. Okay, now you mix this all together again. Everything mixed very well. You want it mixed all the way from the bottom. Again, a larger bowl would help. Sometimes I just get busy and I love it and I really get into it and add as much health stuff as I can. And again, I'm making a cereal. You can also make this into bars and you can make it as a snack. My brother loves my granola. For him, I may add a little chocolate or something like that, but for me, I don't add chocolate to my granola. But you can, because it's your way, whatever you like. Your way, your time, without all the nasty preservatives and additives. And it's super cool. Okay, now we have it all mixed. Our pumpkin seeds. Okay, quick recap. Granola. This is granola. Quick recap. Rolled oats. Regular old-fashioned rolled oats. Honey. Turmeric. Chia seeds. Sesame seeds. Flaxseed. Pumpkin seeds. Dried apples, if you chose to put those in there. Raisins. No, I forgot. Yep. Walnuts. I also put pecans in here, and I chop them up very, very finely. Now we take the entire mixture. I like the Cazzini baking mats, the silicone baking mats. These things are amazing. There are 3. And after this video, I will have everything. Well, by the time you watch this video, for those of you who are not live, the link after I do the video, I'll put the links to all these products in the description. So make sure you check out the description and have all the links to these products. The Cazzini baking mats are crazy amazing. I love them. They're silicone. They're flexible. Super easy to wash. Fantastic to store. You can fold them, roll them, and put them up. And it keeps me from having to do dishes so much because it's non-stick, and the granola, having the honey, has a tendency to stick to things. It's a non-stick. So this is my pan. I don't have to worry about any sticking onto my pan, and it's easy to just take off and crunch up and brush up into my jars. I just said that jar. What did I do with that jar? Okay, into my jars, my empty jars right here, fine dine, which I store pretty much everything in. Okay, now putting this onto the pan. So I'm gonna do right now, and turn this so you can see this onto the pan. As you can see, this is quite a bit, and this is going to last me for a minute. Spread it out because we want it to bake evenly, so I spread it out as much as possible all over the pan. Oh, so here, so you can see this, spreading it out. The more you spread it, the less you have to turn it. See, my apples, I didn't get enough honey. I want to make sure they was covered with honey. Once you spread it all out on your pan, it's time to go with the air fryer. I put it in the air fryer on 300 for, first, I usually go about 10-minute intervals. Altogether, it's about 30 minutes. I go in 10-minute intervals, and then I use the Cuisinart air fryer for this. Sometimes I use my Paris Rhone, but when I have a big amount, I use my Cuisinart to get it done quickly. So I have that in there, and then I still have half left, which when this is almost done, I'll spread it out on this one and slide it easily onto the pan when I slide the other one off and cook the rest of it. So I think I'll put just a little bit more on here. I don't know if that's quite half. Okay, I want half, I don't want any left over for that. I'll put a little bit more. And spread it out evenly on the baking sheet, as you see. And Val, I'm going to fix this for you. You seem to have liked my nut mixture that I made. It was awesome. My first time. And I think I made it again, and you tried it and you said it was pretty. You said it was pretty good, right? So this, you'll love my granola. So I'll be sure to make some of this for you as well, Val. That'll be my Valentine gift to you. even though it'll be a while after Valentine, right? Okay, that is how you make real simple, easy granola cereal. You can use it as mixture, as bars, or as cereal. And I like it as cereal. When it's done, I crunch it all up and I put it in one of my fine dine storage jars. Now, the next thing we're going to make, which I think is really cool. Well, we're not going to make it right now, but I'm going to tell you about what it is. So this is the. I'm going to make some almond. No, is this almonds? Nope. These are pecans. Pecans. Let me take this out so you can see this. Oh, these are pecans, and I'm going to make some pecan bites. I ground this in my Vitamix. I have both the A3500, the Explorian 310, and the B1200, but I'm going to ground this probably in the 3500. And I will show you a video on that later after I get this done. And I'm going to add some turmeric. I add turmeric to pretty much everything because it fights inflammation, and I absolutely love it. At least for me, it's known to have those properties, inflammation fighting properties, and I absolutely love it. So I do that again because I dance a lot and I'm pretty active, and I like my bones to work good and everything to flow good, and I don't like inflammation at all because that can contribute to other issues. So ladies, single ladies, make some granola. You can put it and make it as a cereal, as a bar, as a treat. If you want to add chocolate, if you're a chocolate lover, you can make it your way and make it fantastic. So tip number 4, grab it, put it in some smaller bags, put a little bow on it, a tie string, and give it to a best friend. Give it to someone who is lonely. Give it to someone who would love to have a Valentine. And it doesn't hurt to give a hug as well, because then you kind of get one in return. It has a boomerang effect. And I'm going to be back later with some more tips on what you can do to have a phenomenal Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream. Oh, no. Oh, I almost forgot. Yes, guys. Okay, check this out. I am so excited. Listen to this. Bachata. Yes. I love bachata. I had to say that. Grab you somebody and do a bachata with them, and you will feel light years better. I'm telling you. Okay, guys, kisses, hugs. Much love to you, and I will see you in the next live stream.